Hello, welcome to the Smalls Talk podcast. I am your host, Tiffany, joined by my husband and co-host,
Brandon,
and we are the Smalls.
Join us each episode for a small talk about marriage, family, fitness, and life.
Yes, well, hello everyone again. This is our first episode since 2022. We are super
Happy New Year, everyone.
duper excited. What we gonna start first? So we're gonna start with the Smalls world first.
Yeah, we're gonna start with Small's World. I guess I'll go first.
I'm gonna let you kick it off first.
Well, of course, we haven't talked to y'all since before Christmas.
Yes, it's been a while.
So I figure we can do kind of a Christmas recap, if you will, where we talk about our Christmas holiday, well, the holiday season in general, Christmas, New Year, all that. To me, it's still the holiday season because the holiday season goes through Dr. Martin Luther King Day, which is coming up.
And you still got no Christmas lights up outside.
See, y'all ain't had to know that. Anyways, we had a good time this year.
We did.
For Christmas. Both of us took off a good bit.
Good it is. Yeah.
We actually rode down to Florida to go see one of Tiffany's best friends, which we haven't seen her in a long time.
Been a while.
So spent a couple of days down in Florida with her. Came back and actually spent Christmas Day here with a good bit of my family, especially my dad's side of the family.
Yes.
Had some unfortunate events. We lost a family member during that season, so we had her memorial service during the Christmas holiday. But it was just good to kind of be off, even though it was busy.
There's a lot of things going on.
Be home for a few days, not have to worry about my alarm going off at 6:30 in the morning.
I know, right?
Not having to deal with emails, not having to get kids up for school.
True.
Even though I did have to go back to work on New Year's Eve. So everybody else was in bed sleep. I had to get up and log on. But the good thing was I was off on the 3rd and everybody else was either at school or back at work. So
True.
I got a chance to have a day to myself just like they had a day. But overall, it was a good time.
It was good. It was busy. It was very, very busy. It was good overall. Well, my Smalls world, actually very good. I'm going to talk about something recent. I recently decided to take the girls on a mom-daughter day just by themselves. So me and Taylor took that first adventure first. Took her out to eat, let her pick the restaurant, went out to eat, went a couple of stores, had a good time, and we left the little one. And then we had to do the same thing. So I went and took Brandy out to eat on this past Saturday. And, took her out to eat, took her to Five and Below, just spend time with them. And what I had to understand was that your kids need time alone with you by themselves. So if you have more than one child, take time, especially if it's an age gap. My kids are only 3 years apart. But take time with them alone to get to talk to them, what's going on with them, new friends, new toys, whatever it may be, something that you all can bond together with. So that was my Smalls world. It was great. I had a good time. We'll be doing that more often. It wasn't the first time, so it won't be the last, but it's been a while. But yep.
Cool. Unfortunately, we will not have I'm just going to title it a tasting with the Smalls. For those of y'all who may not know, it's a little early in the day. So yeah, it's probably a little too early to be drinking wine. So yeah, we're not going to do that today, but that'll be coming. We're going to be bringing that back. We're not going to neglect that.
I'm not going to partake though. I'm not partaking into alcohol until probably after March sometime. So it'll be after March, maybe later.
And it may be March that we bring it back so that both of us, because you don't want just one opinion on how stuff tastes. You want multiple opinions to kind of figure out, okay, me and her have a similar palate or me and him have a similar palate. If I say it tastes good and Tiffany says it doesn't taste good.
Who y'all gonna listen to? Me, right? So I'm just playing.
No. So yeah, we may not bring that back for a little while. I'll drink my Propel water for now.
And also to let y'all know in the sidebar before I forget, before we were doing the episodes on the first and the third Wednesday of every month. Now we're going to transition to the second and the fourth. If we decide to add more episodes, we would, as far as maybe once a week when the time comes. As of now, it will be the second and the fourth Wednesday of every month, and we'll keep you all posted on that as well.
And if there's any changes.
So let's get started. What's the topic for today, you said?
Topic for today, New Year, new goals. I know y'all was thinking New Year, new me. No. It's the same you. It's the same you. New Year, new goals. At the top of every year, you have a lot of people who set New Year's resolutions goals, which I don't necessarily set New Year's resolutions goals because
you don't meet them sometimes. So
90% of New Year's resolutions you don't meet. But what I do try to do is set a goal for myself.
True.
Every year, physically, financially, spiritually, just goals that you want to accomplish during that year, no matter how big or small. You don't necessarily have to wait for the new year.
True.
But a lot of people do.
I didn't. So I started November 29th. I wanted to try to get through Christmas. If I got through Christmas, I'm good. And I got through Christmas and I got through New Year. So I'm good.
And some of them I don't start. I just pick a day, I want to stop doing this or I want to start doing this. And, I don't wait for the new year. I don't wait for a new month. I don't even wait till Monday. If I decide, there's something that I want to accomplish, then,
True.
On a Wednesday, I'm just going to go ahead and start.
Okay. That makes sense. Well, with that being said, just to let y'all know, the pandemic has did a lot of shifting in our lives, right? When it first started. So it had people to shift their mindset to see what's really important to them, right? So, is it family? Is it your life? Is it your legacy? What's important? So with that being said, a lot of people have transitioned over. They have retired. They have come to a realization that they want to open up a business. What's more important to them? So like Brandon said, in order for for you to realize sometimes what's important to you, sometimes you have to set goals in life, right? Where are you now? Where do you want to be in the future? Or what's your plans later on? So with the new year, new goals, it's a great thing to have. So we're going to give you 5 essential guidelines to assist you with your goals for 2022.
Well, before we get into those 5, what is one of your goals that you have set for this year?
Well, I have a couple. One of them I'm working on now is I'll tone up a little bit and not complete it, right? I've always been on like a fitness journey. Always stayed a certain size, with me. If I fluctuate, I got to do a cleanse or I got to just get my mind right and get back into the gym. So my goal this year was I'm 41. I'll be 42 this year. So I wanted to get my body to where I want it to be. And it's not even about weight. It's about the way I look. It's toning up. And so that's my goal now. So I started November 29th. I was going 75 days without fried food, alcohol. So I'm doing pretty good. Now I'm complaining. I'm doing pretty good. And also my second goal is to complete my business venture this year. So that's my goal.
Okay. I know the big goal that I have for myself. I turned the big 40 in July, and I said I was going to try to get into the best shape of my life. Not that I'm in bad shape or anything.
Are you? Second play.
No, I'm not in bad shape. Especially compared to other 40-year-olds, which I have to kind of make that mind shift and start comparing myself to 40-year-olds instead of comparing myself to 20 and 30-year-olds.
Yeah.
Because, my life isn't their life.
That's true.
A lot of them are, don't
fake.
have kids.
A lot of things are fake too now. If you look at social
they're
media.
fake, but a lot of them don't have kids. A lot of them, aren't married. A lot of them don't have the same responsibilities that I have.
True.
So, I don't have 2-3 hours to spend in the gym every day. Let's just be honest. So, shifting that mindset into, okay, I am going on 40, but I want to be in the best shape that a 40-year-old can be.
True.
Instead of the best shape that a 30-year-old can be. You know, I'm not going to play football professionally. You know, that's past me. I'm not going to play basketball professionally. I don't even want to be a professional bodybuilder. But, you know, that doesn't mean that I can't get into amazing shape, have an amazing physique for somebody that's 40 years old.
For yourself. You have to do it for you, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, I reached out to my brother who is in bodybuilding. And me and him are working. We got some things going. So y'all be on the lookout this summer. I'm going to be on somebody's beach with no shirt on.
Oh, all right. Well, with that being said, the 5 essential guidelines we're going to start. The very first one is be specific in your goals. And what does that mean? What do you want to achieve? So whatever goal that you're setting, right? So say, for example, I say, like Brandon said, he want to be in the best shape of his life. So what does he want to achieve? That was it. He want to be in the best shape, but he know he have to take some other steps to get there. And
I think, too, it becomes defining that. What does the best shape mean? So, like, for me, it's not necessarily a weight.
Yeah. It's your physique, the way you look.
It's my physique, but more specifically, you know, I want to have a body fat percentage of 10 or less.
Okay.
So that's something that I can actually, you know, is specific. I want to be able to run a mile under 8 minutes. So it's specific. I want to be able to bench press. I really don't have a bench press or a squat or a deadlift number per se. I mean, if I had to put one out there, you know, bench press 350, squat 500, deadlift 500. But, you know, I'm not stuck on those numbers.
True.
You know, so if I hit, you know, 475 on the squat, I'm going to be just as content as if I hit 500. You know, those aren't as specific to me because I know part of that has to do with how much I weigh. You know, the smaller I get, the more strength that I would lose. So I'm not going to be as strong. So yeah, you know, you have to make it specific, something that you can actually write out and, you know, have a goal that you want to attain and not just be ambiguous. I want to lose weight. Well, how much weight do you want to lose?
Or how you going to lose it, or you know, what are you going to do, or, you know, just certain things. Like even with me, like with my goal, it's different because I don't have like Brandon's talking about the weights, like he 215, 315. That's not me. So of course, you know, when I first started, I want to squat like 135. For some people, that's nothing, but my knees are horrible, y'all. I already had knee surgery. It's horrible. So for me, I think I was squatting with the tripod. We're doing deadlifts with the tripod. I think I was up to like 155, something like that. So I was like, okay, I'm doing good. But y'all, my back, it ain't working no more. So I don't go as heavy anymore. I think I go heavy enough. Sometimes I could go heavier, but it's me being specific. What do I want to achieve? And I know it may take me longer if I don't lift as heavy, but it's okay. It's okay. And the second one is make your goals measurable. So what does that mean? Break your goal into bit sizes.
Right.
So for example, if you know you want to make $100,000 a year, okay, what is that a month? That may be $8,334 a month. What is that a week? That may be $1,924 a week. What is that a day? That may be $274 a day. So you break it into small pieces. So like with Brandon, he may do his a little different. But if you want to make money, you have to break that thing up and say, okay, this is what I want to make. Don't look at it as a whole. You look at it as a whole, it kind of scares you, right? I gotta make $100,000 in a year. But if you look at it in the small pieces to accomplish, that may be 15 shirts a day.
Yeah, you know, you have to break it down to whatever the specific industry that you're in. You know, like Tiffany said, if you're a t-shirt seller, how many t-shirts a day do I need to sell to make $274? And then you shoot for that. If you are a hairstylist,
Maybe 4 clients a day.
If I'm charging, you know, $80, how many heads do I need to do in order to hit $274? Whatever it is you're doing, you cut grass. How many yards do I need to do per day? You can break it down specific to what it is that you do, and then you have to give yourself some cushion.
True.
If you're a hairstylist, you don't work, you might only work 5 days a week. So now you have to take that 1924 a week and divide it by 5. And you need to do that many heads. You need to do that much per day.
True.
You need to think about your time off. You taking a vacation, you're going to take X number of days off, or you have these holidays coming up, so you have to adjust it. But it's measurable. It's something that you can write down on paper and plan and prepare for, so that you can then achieve those goals. If you know, okay, well, I'm going to work 7 days a week, but let me give myself a cushion just in case I do have to take a day off here or there. You may set your goal, okay, I need to make $300 per day. What do I need to do to make $300?
True. So make sure your goals are measurable. And the third thing is give goals a time limit. Sometimes we'll say, oh, we want to lose. Now, make sure the time limit is realistic. Because you may say, right, I want to lose 30 pounds in a month. You're not going to eat.
That might not be realistic.
Might not be realistic for you. So make sure you set a realistic goal, but also make sure you give your goal a time limit, because you want your goal, you want to have a finish line, right? So you don't want to set a goal and just open.
Right. And
you don't have a finish line. So you have to have something that, if I'm going to start in March, where am I going to be in May? If I'm not there in May, I'm going to give myself a couple more months. Maybe I might be there in October, but just set a time limit, and then you can kind of measure as you go along and say, okay, in the 3 months, I didn't lose this much pounds. I've only lost 10 pounds, but I went from 300 to 290. That's some progress, right?
Right.
So you have to give your goal a time limit. Anything you want to add there, Brandon?
Right. Yeah, time limits. And if you think about it, in just about everything else in life, you're given a time limit.
True.
When you're at work and you have a report, they don't say, okay, turn in this report whenever.
True.
They're going to say, okay, I need this report on my desk by close of business, by end of the week, by end of the month. So at work, everything is given a time limit. When you're in school, you have a report done, a report or a project, you're given a time limit. You have a test, you're given a time. Everything you're given a time limit, and it's not open.
True.
So your goal shouldn't be any different. We should be out there striving, giving ourselves a time limit, and then it kind of puts pressure, good pressure, on yourself. It gives you something to wake up and look forward to every day, knowing that, okay, what am I doing today to get me closer to my goal? I say I want to be in the best shape of my life. Well, every day I have to be intentional about, okay, you know what? I can't eat these cookies.
That's true.
Or, I need to get out there and do something physically. Even if I'm not feeling like, lifting a whole bunch of heavy weights, going outside for a walk or stretching, time limits kind of give you something to look forward to let you know, okay, I got to do this. I have to do something. And it keeps you from procrastination. And
going astray. It keeps you from going off your plan. So with that being said, you have to create a plan. So within that, you need to create a plan, be specific about your plan, create it. Why are you doing it? Why you want to achieve it? So things like that. And like Brandon said in our life, you have to have a time limit. That's like when I got to drop the kids off, right? I got to have a time I got to drop them off. I got to pick them up, at the end of the day. Or if anything that I do, if I know that I want to have girls' time or whatever, everything, sometimes you have to have a time set for one thing or another.
Right.
So that's the point that Brandon was trying to make. Anything else? We're going to number 4.
Let's go to
number 4 is good. Number 4 is something that I think a lot of people go astray. I'm not going to say I never have. I kind of make my goals my own. So number 4 is goals need to be yours. It doesn't matter what whoever's doing whatever on Instagram, whoever's doing what on Facebook, whoever you see Sally Sue down the street doing something. Oh, she's making money. Let me do that. That goal may not be for you. So is the goal yours or is the goal someone else? So make sure and be intentional that the goal is definitely for you, that you're doing this because this is either your destiny, your purpose, or something that you can see yourself doing.
And I know with personal training, one of the questions that I would always ask is, what is your why? And sometimes, we would have to dig a little bit deeper into what is their why. Just losing weight isn't a good reason. Isn't a why. Did you recently have a health scare? Did you go to the doctor and the doctor said, if you're pre-diabetic and if you don't lose X number of weight and get these numbers under control, we're gonna have to put you on insulin, for the rest of your life. That's a reason why. If you're, if your father, grandfather, grandparent, whoever, died of heart disease,
Okay.
and you see yourself following those same traits, that can be your why. My grandfather passed when he was like 50 years old or so, because of heart disease, and it was stuff that he could have easily prevented. My why is, hey, I don't want to die that young. So I'm going to take the necessary steps and precautions now, so that way when I'm 50 years old, the doctor isn't even talking about heart disease or high blood pressure and things of that nature. So your goal has to be more than just surface. You have to have a reason why you're doing what you're doing. If it's for your kids, yourself, your spouse, you want to be able to leave an impact on people around you more than just, I want to look good.
True.
Looking good, nothing wrong with looking good.
Nothing at all, y'all. Look good.
Nothing wrong with looking good. Like Prime Time says, you look good, you play good, they pay you good. So nothing wrong with looking good. We're not discouraging that at all. But if vanity is the only reason why you're doing it, you might not stick to it. Or you might be doing it for the wrong reasons. And when you start doing things for the wrong reasons, it can become destructive. When you're doing it for vain reasons, you might be tempted to go out there and, not knocking them, but you may be tempted to go out there and have a risky surgery. Not taking anything away from anybody who has had surgeries, but there's risk that comes with it. And, are you willing to take those risks?
That's true. And like Brandon said, everybody must have a why, because think about it. If this is your destiny, your purpose, and you have a why, you're going to most likely fulfill that why, right? But if you're just doing something to jump on the bandwagon with everybody else, it doesn't really matter, because, if you're not successful at it, well, it doesn't matter. I'll start something different.
Right.
And you have those people that go from one thing to another, because it's like a fix for them. And I'm not judging anyone, but my thing is, you have to have a why and know why you're doing these things. What's your purpose? What's your plan? So if you don't have anything else, Brandon, we're going to go to number 5. Put these things in writing. A lot of people fail to realize I write a lot. I do write. I'll write down everything, y'all. From when I'm at work. Okay, I got this to do today. I got 10 things. I have 1 through 10. Then I'll scratch off as I go through the day. And that's just me. It helps me. So put it in writing. Journal your dreams, your aspirations, your goals. Because if you put it in writing, you can see it, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can look at it. You can say, okay, today I met this goal, but I didn't completely meet this one. So when I get up tomorrow, let me work on this. But if you don't know, you're sitting there, and I'm speaking from experience. If you don't know, you're just like, what did I do? Where am I at? And you're lost. But if you have it in writing, you can see it and see what you have accomplished or what you have yet to do, and see how far you came. Because you may have 20 things on your list. You may have only accomplished 5, but you accomplished 5 things. That's huge. We always look at ourselves as far as what we didn't do. But think about the things that you have completed and you have done. So it speaks volume. So
yeah, writing it down is very important. And writing down the small steps and successes that you have along the way. Yes. I know I'm keeping like a video or a picture journal of my weight and measurements for this year, so that each month I can look back and say, and it allows you to tweak your plan. I can see, okay, this month I did X, Y, and Z, and I didn't lose any pounds, but my waist went down. I then know, okay, well, I'm losing fat, but I'm still building and maintaining my muscle. So it gives you an idea. You can go back and see, okay, if your goal is to make $100,000 and you're keeping track of what you're doing, and you may see, okay, I only made, on average, I made $250 a day. Puts you a little bit short of your 274 that you're looking to make, but it kind of lets you know, and then you can think back of, okay, what did I do well?
True.
What could I do a little bit better? To make up that extra $24. Or if you were making, if you're averaging $300 a day, you can look back and say, okay, these are the things that I did. I need to continue doing these things, or even improve upon them. Because just because your goal is $100,000, that doesn't mean you have to settle for $100,000.
That's true.
If you have a system in place that you're expanding and you're growing, you may get to that 100,000 in 6 months. Just because you set a goal for a year doesn't mean that you have to take all year to do it. If you can do it in 6 months, do it in 6 months, and then go back and revamp your goal. Well, I did 100,000 in 6 months, and I'm still growing. Let's shoot for 250,000 for this year. I've lost. I set a goal for myself to lose, 50 pounds in 6 months, and I lost 60 pounds in 6 months. And if there's still more weight that you want to lose, you can, adjust those goals. So writing them down gives you not only something to look at, but it gives you like a blueprint. You can then formulate a blueprint of how you're going to get there, and then you can track how your progress is going. If you're not doing so good, okay, what is it that I'm not doing that good at, and how I can improve upon it? If I'm doing as expected, okay, how can I continue to do that and improve on it a little bit better? If you're doing it a great job at it, how can I keep going and even push the envelope even further? So it gives you a way to kind of look and gauge what you're doing and how you're doing, because that's most important. How are you doing?
That's true. And what I had to learn too was that don't rush your goals. Like, you want to get something out so bad, because a lot of things you're doing now takes a lot of research. Takes a lot of businesses fail. People fail because they don't do the research, and then once they get in there, then they gotta backtrack, right? So do your work ahead of time. When setting your goals, do your work ahead of time. Whatever goal you want to meet, do your research. Just know that Brandon may get there in 6 months. It may take me a year. Just looking at, even on Facebook, like this webpage I've joined, Black Women Who Love Fitness. Man, it took some of these ladies like 6 years. But when I tell you they're in the best shape of their life, because it's slow and steady. It's consistency is key. So in anything that you do, consistency is key. Just remember that even in goal setting, as you say, every day I'm going to spend 30 minutes working on my business. Okay, it's only 30 minutes, but you continue those 30 minutes, you're going to get to where you want to be. Right. So it's all about consistency. It's working out, even in being a parent. You tell your child one thing and you do another, it ain't going to work. Mm-hmm. So consistency is key across the board in life itself. So I'm going to go through the 5 things again, and then I guess we're going to talk about some other things. I got a couple of questions for Brandon. So the 5 essential guidelines to assist you with achieving your goals in 2022 is: number 1, be specific in your goal setting. Number 2, make goals measurable. Number 3, give your goals a time limit. Number 4, goals need to be yours and not anyone else's. Remember that. And number 5, put them in writing. Journal, journal, journal. I cannot specify enough about journaling your goals, your dreams, your aspirations, something that you can look at, hold in your hand and see, where am I at now? Where have I been? Where have I came from? Where I'm going? So anything you want to add?
No, I think I'm good. Hopefully, this helps. Hopefully you guys have a
I got a question for you though.
On how to set your goals and accomplish your goals, because that's important. You want to accomplish goals. You don't want to stay stagnant in life at all. And they're your goals. I mean, you don't have to measure yourself off of anybody else. You know, if the person beside you loses 50 pounds and you only lost 20, well, you had to do the work to lose that 20. They couldn't lose that 20 for you.
True.
Just like you couldn't lose the 50 for them. You know, you are a reflection of the work that you put in for yourself. You know, nobody else is responsible for the work that you do, and you can't be responsible for the work that other people do. So hopefully that helps.
Now, in goal setting, right? You know how some people measure goal setting and, working out, businesses, whatever. Have you ever set any goal settings in like your marriage, like pertaining to kids? And I have something I have to say after you answer though. Like, have you have any goals set for that stuff? Or no?
I did when I was in high school, actually.
Okay.
When I was in high school, I said I wanted to, I was like, I'm going to graduate at 21. I wanted to be engaged by 22, married by 23, first child by 25, or start having kids by 25. I reached none of those goals at the time that I set out for.
Yeah. Okay.
Didn't graduate, still hadn't graduated.
Still a college dropout.
Still a college dropout. Hadn't enrolled yet. It's funny, my kids get on me more about finishing college than I get on myself. I mean, if I do it, I do it. If not, there's more than one way to make money other than having a college degree.
True. I agree with that.
It's what I've learned. So one day I would like to go and finish, but I'm going to finish on my terms and not because, I'm being pressured by any outside influence other than myself. But yeah, and so I kind of adjusted those goals. Once I hit, 22 and wasn't engaged, I was like, well, hopefully I can be engaged by 25. I hit 25, I still wasn't engaged. I was like, but I was dating. I had a prospect at 25. So, I knew, okay, it's, we're going to continue down this road. Hopefully it will lead to engagement. I think I was 20?
I was 29, so you was 20.
No, got married at 27 and 29. So that means I was engaged. I was 25.
You was 26.
No, it was 2008.
When you was engaged? When you proposed?
Did I propose?
2009,
I
February
proposed
2009.
February 2009. So yeah, I was still 26, going on 27. See, I was 26. 27 when we got married, 29 about turned 30 when we had our first child. So, my numbers were off, but I still accomplished what I was looking to do.
Well, that's funny you said that because I always said I wanted to be married by 25 and have kids by 27, right? That didn't happen. Of course, like Brandon said, I was 29 when I got married and I was 31 going on 32 when I had my first child. So I started a little late, but it was right on time for me because I always said I wanted to travel, hang out, chill, and then have kids, right? That was always my motto. And from seeing people, family members, not put your business out there, from seeing people have kids and doing it on their own, I just never wanted to experience that.
Right.
I give mad props to single moms, single dads. Whew, because I don't know if I could have back then, but thank you all for what you have done in raising your kids. But I always had the perception that I want to be married with kids. And that's what happened. It came at a later time, like Brandon said, but it's here, right? Also, like you said, you haven't met those goals. Do you have any goals pertaining to like now that you see for us, like as a couple, as a family, that you have set for 2022 or that you see for us in the future, like for the legacy for our kids?
Haven't really thought about that,
Okay.
to be honest with you. I know, me and you have some personal goals that we are working towards that we will let you guys know about later, but they are in the works, they're in the process. We don't have an official deadline, but we kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel. So we do have that. I know we started talking about, some of our travel plans that we wanted to do this year. one of those we're kind of putting, I guess, on hold for now due to COVID, and the numbers spiking. Um, and then we'll see about the rest of our travel plans as we get just a tad bit closer. We can't wait too long before we make a decision whether or not to do it. Man, I know we've said, like, with our kids, one of the things, especially Taylor. Taylor is our little adventurer. You know, she said before she graduates high school, she wanted to visit all 50 states. And so, you know, we got to put a plan together to say, okay, which states are we going to visit each year? Some of them will be just a short drive. Well, not a short drive, but some of them are within driving distance that we can just go to, spend a couple nights there and come back home. While others are, okay, we're gonna have to get on a plane. You know,
She been to a good bit of them though. I think I
she's
named
been to a
about.
couple.
I don't know if she hit 10 yet. Did she? I don't
I
know.
don't think she's hit 10.
I don't know. She been to a good bit.
She hasn't hit 10 yet. Let me think.
She's been to a couple. She's always devising a plan. As Taylor, she be like, "Oh, I want to do this right here." Yeah, money, little broke friend, but she always want to do something. I want to be in your pockets. But with that being said, in marriage, my goal was for us to always be a team to progress and help one another, right? And I think we're doing that now, especially with our own separate business ventures, but with the Smalls Talk podcast, just inspiring other married couples or just anybody who want to watch it, but family, fitness, and fun, who want to watch this, you know, living through our lives. We're going to, of course, every episode, we're going to put ourselves in this situation or tell you about ourselves and our kids. I'm not going to say nothing off the table. Now, you're not going to be all in our business, but some things we're going to let you in. You know, the only way people can learn or know how to do better is if you see better, right? Not saying we're always there. We're already there. We're getting there, right?
Right.
Not perfect, but striving for perfection. Not perfect. But, and then for the kids, my legacy was to set the kids up in a way that when they graduate from college, right, they will have something. Because in the Black community, we really don't talk about death. We don't talk about a lot of legacy for our kids. Now I think it's starting to be more of an open topic, as we age a little bit and we're learning more, because our parents only knew what to do at that point in time. We only know what we know now, and we're growing. So prayerfully, the plan will come into action with them, that when they graduate, they'll be kind of set a little bit. They'll have something set up for them.
Right. And the plan is, the goal for every generation is to kind of have the next generation be a little bit better than what
I agree.
You are. Me and Tiffany both attended school, but we had to have student loans. Our parents couldn't afford to pay to send us to school, and even in that, with student loans, we still had to get a job and things of that nature to be able to pay for those daily expenses, to eat and all that kind of stuff. So our goal is to at least pay most of their school, if not all of their school, and then be able to have enough to where they don't necessarily have to work in school, that is. Now, when you graduate, you got to get out of mom and daddy's pockets like that. But, when you are, that's if they decide to go to school.
True.
But
it's not for everybody.
Right. But, making sure that they are a little bit more prepared, or a little bit more equipped than we were when we went to school. And that means, me and Tiffany doing the small things now to, save money and make sure we have things in place financially, so that way when they do decide to go off to school, because it comes in the blink of an eye. We're literally like halfway there before Taylor goes off to college now. So, make sure we're doing things now, so that way, in however many years she has left, she's ready, and we're ready.
Yes.
So she doesn't have to get a whole bunch of student loans, or if we do, because I've even seen one lady, her and her husband, what they're doing, they bought a house, a new house. They're renting out their second home. And basically their second home is their kids, their first home is their kids' college fund. Their goal is, if their kid has to get student loans, so be it, they get student loans. But once all the kids finish college, now they can sell that house and pay off all their student loans. I thought that was genius. They have a plan in place to where, you know, houses appreciate. You got a renter in there, so it's not like you're having to pay double mortgage. You know,
You're
mortgage
still
on
making money
your
off of
current
that.
house and mortgage on your old house. So you know, you can make a few dollars every month off of that while they're paying that mortgage down. But you know, once their kids finish college, you know, if they've accrued any student loan debt, they're able to pay that off by the sale of their house.
Good plan. Good plan.
So yeah, that was an excellent plan. Free tip for anybody whoever thought about that.
Free tip.
Free tip.
Well, I hope you all enjoyed this episode. I did. It just made me reevaluate my plan that I'm working on now to make sure I have my goals set to meet my time frame. I'm always changing my time. I'm just gonna be honest because I don't want to rush nothing. But what I had to learn is you have to invest in you. Just taking a lot of free stuff, because I was looking at a lot of free webinars, not the sidebar, but you know, in order for you, a good old friend told me, in order for you to grow, you have to invest in you. So taking the time to sometimes knowing that you have to spend a little bit of money on yourself to get to where you want to be. And sometimes we don't feel like it, but if you can spend money on Starbucks, Chick-fil-A, McDonald's, you can save that money and spend it to invest in you, because the only person who's going to believe in you at first is you. You have to convince others, so you're your best marketer. So I hope this helps you all for setting your goals in 2022. I have had a blast with my partner right here. I had a blast. So can't wait to see what God has in store for the Smalls family in 2022. Awaiting, excited, and just can't wait. Anything else you would like to say to the people before we?
I'm good.
Okay. We good?
We good.
Well, hopefully y'all will join us next episode. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube. Go and subscribe to our channel. It's called The Smalls Talk. Go and subscribe. Tell us we can do better. We are also on Instagram, The Smalls Talk. DM us or let us know what topics you want to hear. And until next time, have a good one.
See y'all later.